I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday on Twitch, so come through and be a part of these videos. Alright, what's going on YouTube? It's Broads here, coming at you live from Twitch. You might have come to this video because you got that structure deck in the solo mode, and you're like, ooh, this deck looks fun, this looks cool, and now you're trying to figure out how to play it as optimally as possible. I think I have a very close list to what is probably optimal with this deck, and so I'm here today to share it with you. If you guys want to be part of these videos in the future, make sure to come through the Twitch, link in the description, and yeah, lots of fun over here. We do lots of challenges, deck building, etc. So anyways, let's get into the deck list. Now I'm going to start off right away by saying, is this deck meta? No. How high on ladder can you get with this deck? I don't think very high, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, this deck is super fun. It's kind of cheesy in a way. It's actually better than I expected. So how do Gladiator Beasts work in general? What is their gimmick? How do they work? What are you trying to do? So Gladiator Beasts all have the same effect, where if you attack and they survive, or if they're in an attack 2 and they survive, you can tag them out at the end of the battle phase and summon another monster. The weakness of this deck and why it's never going to be really that meta is because you can't just like normal summon a monster and activate their effect. They're all essentially normal monsters unless they're summoned by another Gladiator Beast card. If you're able to get a lot of their effects off, you can actually pop off and do some crazy combos, set up some really nice boards. Cards like Ash Blossom and stuff can completely destroy you if you don't have the right answer in your hand. So I've tried to rectify that a little bit in this deck. To start off, there's an engine for unexpected die. So in the very first structure deck you get, when you literally start the game, you get 3 of this card, and when you control the monster, special summon level 4 from the deck. That's important for Gladiator Beast Andal. So you're gonna have 3 Gladiator Beast Andal in the deck. This card is essentially just a free summon off of unexpected die, and it's also a free summon off of Rescue Rabbit. If you guys want to run it, Rescue Rabbit, I highly recommend it. It's not 100% necessary, but I think this card is really important for the deck. I run it at 2, you can run it at 3. So 3 Andal, 2 Rescue Rabbit, and 3 unexpected die. And the final part of that engine, like the normal engine, is Link Spider. The Link Spider comes in handy. You'll actually see a clip in the duels coming up about how Link Spider actually helps this deck. Let's say you have 2 Andals in hand. Usually you can't combo off with 2 normal monsters, but thanks to Link Spider you can. Test Tiger is super important for this deck. You run 3 of them. So Test Tiger essentially lets you get a new effect on the board without having to go into battle and survive a battle. It's super important for the deck. It's awesome. So make sure you're running that at 3. So when you summon Gladiator Beast Retiari out of the deck, you need one of these. This is an optional one. I just run it because I think it could be good situationally. You can banish 1 card from your opponent's grave. Sometimes they have graveyard effects you don't want to allow it to happen, so you get rid of it. Barrier Statue of the Storm wins. Neither player can special summon monsters except wind monsters. I'll get a little bit more into why I run this card later on in the video. 2 Best Yari, just because it's probably the one you want to see. You want to have a backup one in case one of them dies. 1 Gladiator Beast Darius. Basically when he's summoned, he's Monster Reborn, summons a Gladiator Beast from the graveyard. He's pretty good for comboing. A Quest, when he's summoned by Gladiator Beast, you can add a Gladiator Beast card from your graveyard to your hand. Keep in mind it says card and not monster. You can add a monster card, you can add one of the spells or traps from your graveyard to your hand. So a Quest is good for recycling those cards. 1 Gladiator Beast Atorix. This card is pretty situational, but I definitely recommend running one. So when this card's summoned, you can send a Gladiator Beast from deck to grave and change this card's level and I think name to the same. The name part doesn't matter. I mostly use this for the level effect, because I'll be sending one of these 2 guys. 1 Vespasius. Vespasius is kind of just a high-level Gladiator Beast. Pretty good. You can special summon him from the hand anytime one of your Gladiator Beasts battle, and he'll boost everyone by 500 on the field. So this one's pretty good. I don't summon him too much. Then we have Gladiator Beast Augustus. I run this at 2. I'd say it's very important to run at 2, because if you lose one, or if you want to mill one with Atorix, at least you have a backup. And this card, when it's summoned, special summon a Gladiator Beast from your hand. This card is very important for the deck, so make sure you have it at least 2. 1 is not enough. Alright, moving on to the spells and traps. We have Gladiator Proving Ground. This is basically reinforcements of the army. Add a level 4 lower Gladiator Beast from your deck to your hand. Okay, this card, Gladiator Beast Comeback, is super good. It's essentially either a Monster Reborn or a free special summon from hand, as long as the monster is a different type, but usually that's not a problem. This card's really important for comboing off in certain ways. You'll actually see in the clip in one of the duels coming up how I've used this card to kind of combo just off of like 2 Gladiator Beast Andal. You can actually end up on like a really good board. Next up, we got 3 Gladiator Rejection. It's kind of good. It protects your cards until the battle phase, so you can at least like not get targeted and like effect negated or something like that. But the most important part of this card is if a Gladiator Beast monster is special summoned from your main deck, except during the damage step, which doesn't really happen, you can special summon 1 Gladiator Beast from your deck with a different type than the monsters you control in defense position. It's super important. You can run this card at 2 if you want, but I run it at 3 just because I like to see it as much as possible. And the last Gladiator Beast spell card here, Gladiator Beast United, I run it at 2. This card, you could argue maybe you could take it out for like some other important cards. So during the battle phase, shuffle into the deck from your hand, field, or graveyard fusion materials listed on a Gladiator Beast fusion monster. Then special summon that fusion monster from your extra deck. You can sometimes, if you can't make any plays, you'll just go right to the battle phase and do a fusion summon. So this card comes in handy sometimes, but a lot of the times too, it's like not that great. You can maybe even just run one of them. And then finally onto the trap cards, Gladiator Beast War Chariot ×3. This is literally just a monster negate. I generally like to go first with this deck. Gladiator Beast War Chariot, if I see it in my hand, I just get an extra monster negate on the board. It's pretty nice to have. I run 3 Triple Tactics talent. They Ash Blossom you or something like that. You use Triple Tactics talent. You can either draw 2 cards, take control of one of your opponent's monsters, or look at your opponent's hand, and then shuffle 1 card back from their hand to the deck. This card, if you get Ash Blossomed or something and they stop your plays, you can maybe like steal one of their monsters, you can maybe just draw 2 cards, or like shuffle a card from their hand back to the deck. So this card's crazy. And I also run 2 Called by the Grave, which basically just negates a hand trap. So yeah, I run 5 cards essentially to deal with hand traps. Now, you can also run Crossout Designator, but that means you also have to run like different hand traps. So it's totally up to your discretion. I just wanted to keep this ratio of monsters in here so I didn't have more room for hand traps. And I figured with 5 hand trap counter cards, I should be okay. Okay, so moving on the extra deck here. First thing you have to know about the Gladiator Beast fusion monsters is they don't work like most fusions. They actually contact fuse, which just means you shuffle the 2 monsters on the field back into the deck instead of like using polymerization or something. So it's almost like they're link monsters in a way. So let's start off with the most important card in the extra deck, arguably, a Gladiator Beast Tamer Editor. It requires 2 level 5 or higher Gladiator Beast monsters, which might sound like it's a bit tricky to pull off, but it's actually quite easy in this deck. I'll show you how it's done here in a sec. Its effect literally says, you can special summon 1 Gladiator Beast monster from your extra deck. So once per turn, you can literally just summon a fusion monster without having to do any of the tags or anything. You just summon it out on the field, so it's absolutely insane. This card is good for going first. You can summon some extra deck monsters from the gates, or even going second, you can summon extra deck monsters who destroy cards. So, as I talked about Vespasius and Augustus before, these are your 2 high-level Gladiator Beasts, and Adarix also has the ability to change itself to a high-level one, so it's actually quite easy to get out the materials to summon this card. Alright, next we have Gladiator Beast Geysiris. So Geysiris, when it's special summoned, you destroy 2 cards on the field. So this is the card you can summon off of Editor, destroy 2 cards on the field, or you can actually summon it the normal way with Bestiari, which is this guy up here. You have a Bestiari and 1 other Gladiator Beast. You literally summon Geysiris and destroy 2 cards on the field. And then if he's battled, instead of summoning 1 monster, he can summon 2. Next up, we have Heraklinos. As you see in his actual materials, you need Gladiator Beast Laquari. I don't actually run Laquari in this deck because he's not that good of a card at all. There's really no reason to run one of him. You just summon this card off of Editor for free because of Editor's cracked effect. So he says you can discard 1 card and negate the activation of a spell or trap. If you have like 3 cards in your hand and Heraklinos on the field, you can negate 3 spell and traps. Not once per turn. Crazy card. 3000 attack. It's an absolute house. Then we have the big boss of the deck. This is like the ultimate beast monster. You can summon him with Vespasius and 2 Gladiator Beasts, but once again, you usually summon him off of Editor. He's basically the monster negate. So you have Heraklinos who negates spell and traps, and you have Domitianus. I don't know how to say the name. Most of the time I'm summoning Domitianus because monster effects are usually more important in the current meta. And he's also got 3500 attack and an extra effect that says you choose your opponent's attack target. If they go in their battle phase, you can literally just make them attack into him. And you'll see in one of the clips that I'll have one of my duels, someone just did not read this card and I basically won for free. And that's one of the great parts about Gladiator Beasts. No one's gonna know how they work. Okay, moving on to the Link monsters. Gladiator Beast Dragaces, actually not that great of a card. He's good because he can't be destroyed by battle when you're attacking. So you can attack in anything, even if it's 3000 attack. He won't get killed. And then he tags out into 2 monsters. This card comes in handy. I only ever use it going second or if I'm under a barrier statue lock, because he is a wind monster, so he can be summoned while barrier statue's on the field. All right, next we got 2 Test Panther. This card's crazy. I do it a lot in the combos. You'll see it in the duels. If it's blink summoned, add a Gladiator Beast card from your deck to hand. Remember, it says card. It also has the same effect as Test Tiger, where you can tag out another Gladiator Beast into a different one. Make sure you have to. Next, we have some standard Nightmare monsters. So when Cerberus is summoned, you can discard a card, target a special summoned monster on the field, destroy it. When Phoenix is summoned, discard a card, target a spell trap, destroy it. And then we have Unicorn. This card's really good to go into out of Test Panther. Because the Test Panther's a link too, and sometimes he just gets stuck on the field because he's not actually a Gladiator Beast monster, so you can't like use Gladiator Beast effects on him. We also run one IP Masquerena. This card is really good with the Nightmares specifically. Sometimes you'll see you'll flood the field with a bunch of Gladiator Beast monsters and you won't really be able to do anything with them. So what you can do is link 2 of them off into IP Masquerena. During your opponent's turn, you can immediately link summon 1 monster. But for the most part, you'll be going from IP Masquerena into Unicorn, because Unicorn will shuffle 1 card on the field back into the deck. Finally, the last card in the extra deck, which is a really, really good card, Simorgh Bird of Sovereignty. All you really need to know about it is that you need at least 1 winged beast on the field to make it, and during every end phase, you special summon a winged beast from your deck. So the way this works is like during your main phase 2, once you've done all your other battles and tagged stuff out, you link away into Simorgh. In the end phase, you'll summon Barry Statue of the Stormwinds, which will lock your opponent out of special summoning monsters that aren't wind. So this card's super annoying. Let's look at those replays now, and we'll see how this deck actually plays. Okay, this is decent, I think. Okay, we'll go into this. Guess we'll summon the other Augustus from our deck, so we can summon this one from our hand. Oh my god, he has a hand trap. It's Ash Blossom, and I don't have my 5 counters to Ash Blossom in my hand. But it's okay, I have a second Test Tiger. Oh, what a beautiful time to be alive. Okay, we'll get our other Augustus out. Special summon the one from our hand. Now we go into Editor, and we just try to sit on a monster negate, because Editor will summon a Domitianus, however it's said, and we just pray that we don't get killed. What's this? Is it Salamangreats? Yeah, he's playing Salamangreats. We gotta negate the Gazelle. It's a 1-of. I believe that was his normal summon too. Okay, ends his turn. Here we go, big draw. Proving Ground ain't actually that bad at all. Okay, let's summon Heraclinos. Tamer Editor is just so fucking good. And then who do we add to hand here? We'll just go for, doesn't really matter, does it? And this is actually lethal on board. So I'm going to keep 2 cards in my hand to be able to negate spells or traps if he somehow survives with like some kind of hand trap. Gladiator Beasts are better than Salamangreat, everyone. Okay, Gladiator Rejection to start off. Proving Ground. And because of Link Spider, I'm actually going to search second handle. Link Spider, get out there. Activate Link Spider. So it's always, once you have Link Spider in the deck, if you have an Andal in hand and a way to search another one into your hand, you're always able to make plays. Alright, so we Link Summon into our Test Panther. Add from deck to hand. We can go for Comeback here. Now I can use the Comeback. This is a very standard combo you can do, by the way, with the 2 Andals. Test Panther. Tag out the Andal. Because we have Vespasius in our hand, we're going to go into Augustus. This will activate both Rejection and Augustus effect. With Gladiator Rejection, we will summon a Bestiary, maybe? No, we can't. We can go Adarix. And then we'll summon Vespasius. So here we go into Tamer Editor. Okay, now with him, we can go for a Monster Negate. And then with that, I could Test Panther again. Okay, no, it's only once per turn. Oops. He is playing Ancient Gears. Oh my god! Ancient Catapult. Card face of card, you destroy it, special summon Ancient Gears attack. What is he going into? Wyvern. Chain Link 1. that, but now I can actually negate because he did that. So I'm gonna use Domitianus here and negate his Wyvern. Do you have a response? No. Okay, there's the monster negate because we don't want him searching anything. I think Ancient Gear Fortress just lets him like summon an Ancient Gear Golem for free. Okay, he resummons the Wyvern. Here's the Hunting Hound. He's gonna go into the perfectly ultimate Ancient Gear Golem or whatever it's called. That would be my guess. Howitzer. During main phase, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. Charges private balance into the grave. Yeah, okay. If it does 1,000. Battle phase. You're attacking into Domitianus here. Special summon an Ancient Gear from his deck. Ignoring summoning conditions, that's totally fine. Probably go Ancient Gear Golem or the Gadgetildron Reactor Dragon. You're gonna just attack into me again. These people don't read. Domitianus is the ultimate boss. He cannot be stopped. And there's the surrender. We opened up Gladiator Rejection. So with Rejection. Okay, summon Rescue Rabbit. Activate Rescue Rabbit. We will summon the 2 Andals out of the deck, which lets us activate Gladiator Rejection because we special summon a Gladiator Beast from the deck. We'll just summon August. Why not? Gladiator Proving Ground. Grab Adorix. We have 2 Gladiator Proving Grounds, so we're actually going to grab another card. Which one to pick, though? Guess we'll grab a Bestiari out of there. Then in the deck, we go into the Test Panther. The big boy. He's not actually that big. He's just a boy. Okay. Test Panther we can add from deck to hand. Now here, a lot of the times with Test Panther, you're going to want to get Comeback because it lets you special summon an extra time. We could do, yeah, we could do Comeback. Okay, well, we'll Test Panther, special summon Spacius. We'll get the Comeback activated. Okay, into Bestiari. And since we're going first, it's probably a good idea to set up some kind of disruption. So we'll do Test Panther with Bestiari. Into our Simorg. He's out, big boy. Now we go to end phase. Simorg activates in the end phase. Barrier Statue. Pendulum Magicians. Okay. Can't special summon except for wind monsters though. Yeah, this Barrier Statue's putting in work because he can't even pendulum summon right now. End phase. Not only can Simorg summon the Barrier Statue, but Simorg can also summon Mother of the Wing Beast in the deck, which is another reason why it's good. And now we have a Bestiari on the field too. We're also protected from targeting because of Gladiator Rejection, so we're just in a really good spot right now. Okay, here we can go to Dragoses. Remember, Barrier Statue affects both of us, so I am locked out of summoning except for wins as well. But we do have wins in the deck who can play. And if you can't stop this, it might be lethal. And we do lethal thanks to the Barrier Statue, I think. Duel! Okay, he's going first. Sets to Jabba the Nut. What a name. Oh my god, what is this? That's 4. Okay. Draw! Rescue Rabbit, nice. That's actually pretty good. So we'll go for him. See if we can get a little lucky here. Trap Trick. Uh-oh, is he playing Trap Tricks? Oh, he's playing Buster Blader. Okay. Okay. He's not negating me, he's just setting some stuff up. Buster Dragon to the field. Double Andal on the field. Does he have more trap cards? Damn, this guy's already level 100. He has Pot of Greed. Are you already level 100 on this game? Okay, grab Adorix. The problem is I think a lot of my Link monsters require like specific type. So him turning me all to Dragon is kind of annoying. This usually is not something that happens. Test Panther. From deck to hand. What do we have in hand currently? I think we're probably good to go for the Spacius. Okay, now we special summon Andal back from the grave. Now we tag him out. Summon the Augustus. Augustus effect. Summon Spacius from the hand. Okay, now we can go into good old Spider Beast Tamer editor here. Activate editor, re-summon. We could go into Geyserus and pop his back row cards, which I think I'm gonna do. Okay, get rid of his 2 back row. Get him out of here. I could go into Nightmare Unicorn here. I might do it in the main phase too, though. Watch this. Alright? Watch how crazy this shit gets. Okay, we attack into this, which is fine. It doesn't get destroyed, but since we battled, we can still tag out. So Geyserus will tag out into 2 Glads. We'll go into Augustus because we can summon from the hand, and then we will go Retiari to banish a card from his graveyard. I know Buster Bladers like to use stuff from their grave. Okay, activate. Here we'll summon Adarix. This combo is about to be insane. Holy fuck. Watch this. We'll send Vespasius to the grave, because now Adarix is level 7. Adarix being level 7 means we can summon a second editor. An editor's effect is only a soft once per turn. It's only a soft once per turn. That means we can use a second editor's effect without any problems. I think I'll go Spell Trap Negate because I already have a Monster Negate set on the field. What about Nightmare Unicorn? There we go. We'll go Nightmare Unicorn right away. We will pitch the Bestiari and shuffle you back to the deck. We could even be extra savage here. Get IP Masquerena. This is another negate on the field. Or an interruption at least. Alright, let's see if we can play through Spell Trap Negate, Monster Negate. Activates a monster effect. Negate. Monster Reborn. That was the final card in his hand. But we do have a Spell Negate on the field. So yeah, definitely negate. Not giving him any chance to play. Alright, he's sitting on 1 card and a dream. Okay, let's just go to battle. If he tries to activate effect in the graveyard, I can just banish it now. As long as it's a monster. Those Destruction Sword Memories. Okay, so we're going to try to fusion summon from his grave, and we will not allow it with Called by the Grave. You do not get the fusion summon. We completely locked him out of the game here. Is he salty or is he salty? I've been sitting here for like 2 minutes now. Okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to come back and he's still going to be here. Ready? Watch this.
2 hours later.
I took my laundry out of the dryer and and we're still sitting here waiting. Alright, I guess I might as well go plug my phone in. It's a little bit close to dead. See if he's still here when I'm back.
2,000 years later.
I actually couldn't find my charger, so I went and found my phone charger now.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Finally. Oh, that was literally like 10 minutes of sitting there.